Hello, this is Q Johnson from Team NFP. We're here for a short demonstration of our PayrollTm8 product. Primary feature of the program is that it takes data from the file submitted by your payroll service and renders it as transaction data for the MIP Fund Accounting General Ledger. It doesn't matter who your payroll service is, we can work with any of them. Secondary feature of the program is that it uses the employee level salary detail that it gathers during payroll processing to allow you to make employee level allocations of your benefit costs. This is tremendously important to the safety of your funding, so it's a very useful feature, but we'll examine that in another video. Today we'll just talk about how we process the payroll. So let's do one today for Social Service Agency, a fictitious nonprofit organization that processes biweekly on Fridays and pays a week in arrears. And as you can see, the payroll that came up was the last one processed, and it was for December the 4th of 2015. And as you can see from the description, it was for a pay period ended on November 27th. So we're 2 weeks later. So we're going to be the 18th, and we'll change this to get it ready for MIP. MIP's entries, of course, need session and document numbers so that you can find them and refer to them and have them in your audit trail. None of that information is available to your payroll company, of course, so that's why you have a little bit of data entry to do here. But we'll get all the line item detail from the payroll people. So let's change the payroll dates. Must have started on the 28th since the last one was over on the 27th. And December 11th is a week ago. So that's the pay ending date. And we'll just copy all that. And we'll pretend that this organization's conventions for document and session and transaction naming are to just use the same for everything. You may choose differently. That decision's down the road for you. The document ID we'll use, or journal voucher they call it in MIP for this kind of entry. Might have incremented up to 91 by now, 2 weeks later. You would normally be now going to the site in your computing environment where you have downloaded the payroll from your payroll service. For me, that's right here, but you would do the same thing in selecting yours. And with this one, we don't have to actually use the dialog if we don't want. We can just change the name right here, and we'll just say December 18 is probably week 50. Now we have payroll entry type. This was from December 4th. It was a cross-month payroll because it was paid in 1 month, but at least some of it was earned in the prior month. And so we made an accrual and reversal document for the user for that one. We don't need to do that this time. We're just going to call this the same month payroll. And we'll save all the metadata about the payroll. I've already done one of these for another demonstration, so I'm going to delete it. This would be cheating to have that there already, wouldn't it? Okay, so now it's not in MIP. And we will go ahead and save it. So you get a warning. MIP wouldn't let you import the session if it already existed, and that's part of the validation process we provide for you. So it's probably a good thing you got to see that. So we read, and now we're validating, and the validating was successful. Had there been a problem, we would have been suggested to look at this screen and find out what was the matter, and we'd have employee level information about what the errors were. We could fix them here on this screen, and then you'd know who the employee was that caused the problem. You could go into the payroll service and change him so he doesn't do that to us next time. Your code fields, columns that have code data from your account code structure, we look all that up in MIP for you, so all the changes that you make here you're using active codes because there they are. So our payroll is good, and we're ready to transfer it, and that's all there is to it. It's this simple. We're going to get a play-by-play as it happens every time because we write the merge file that has the transaction data. We take the salary records from the payroll and put them in the history table that we save them in. But We then delete the current payroll because we don't need it anymore. So why take up disk space? And we warn you that so that when you come back when it's over and you can't find it, you know why it's not there. All right. When we do an import of this data for you, which we're doing here under the covers, or seamlessly, as they like to say in the marketing literature, MIP requires that you take a seat of the available seats in your system, so we have to take one up. That's why you have to log in. And now the import is taking place, and that's it. It's done. Now, keep in mind, this was only for an organization with 19 employees. An organization with 400 or 500, this is going to take a minute and a half or two, you know. On a slow network connection, maybe 2.5 minutes, but not a long time, but not this fast either. So let's click back to MIP, and we'll look at the journal vouchers again, and there it's back, because we just did it. So there's your document, and we'll look at the only document in it. We've got columns for all the account codes. You probably have seen a little bit about this in MIP already. We don't need values for every column in the account code chart of accounts unless it's an expense or revenue item. So we aren't showing them here for balance sheet line items. Accountants in the group know what this is about. You payroll people, just trust us on this. And we're also showing you use here of something in MIP called a user-defined field. You can put those on transactions and vendors and all kinds of places. They choose to have one on transactions to show the employee's name when it's available, so we bring it for them. And we can make any other ones you want to. We can have hours or, you know, whatever it is you want to keep track of. And we had a 287-line journal voucher to record this week's payroll. If you have any questions, I'm sure your business partner will tell you how to contact us. Please remember about those employee-level allocations of your benefit costs. They can be very, very handy in saving your funding because of the great audit trail they give of why charges were distributed as they were. And have a great day. Thank you very much for your time.